All right, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Exiles? We are 2 days away, and we have patch notes. All right, so we're gonna do a quick reading of patch notes. I threw the patch notes into a Google document, and it spat out to me that there are over 10,000 words in the patch notes. There are 23 pages worth of notes. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna do a shorter reading of patch notes and go over just some of the changes that we haven't already chatted about or haven't already gotten news about, and then we'll be breaking down in a couple more videos to be released throughout the next couple of days just some of the bigger changes and some of the more notable changes to the passive tree, some of the things that are going to be available in Incursion League, some of the major changes to traps. Again, all of this info has just come out, so we're just really excited. I'm just really excited for patch notes to finally be here. So let's jump right in. Here's the post from Bex, 3.3 content update. So the Incursion League begins. The challenge leagues are a great opportunity for a fresh start in a new economy. All of your old characters and items are still present in the standard and hardcore leagues, but you are encouraged to join the new leagues, complete challenges, and demonstrate your mastery of Path of Exile. With 3.3.0, there are standard and hardcore and solo self-found standard and hardcore variations of the Incursion's challenge league available. They have the same core mechanics and items. In the Incursion Challenge League, explorer Alva Valai is searching for the ancient Vol treasure, the Temple of Atzoatl. Travel back in time to discover the location of the temple and change its history to maximize your reward. All right, so the patch notes break down as such. First off, chatting about the Incursion League and all of the mechanics thus far that have been announced there. Then some major new content and features. We're going to take a look at a couple of things here really quick. So first off, they added a new intelligence gem. We've already heard a little bit about Vol Earthquake and some of the changes in our previous videos we chatted about. But they've also added a Vol Blight gem. So this is what Vol Blight does. Vol Blight, apply a powerful debuff which deals chaos damage over time to enemies around, then apply 2 additional layers in a larger area, growing greatly in size each time. Enemies are also substantially hindered, slowing their movement for a shorter secondary duration. All right, some other awesome stuff that is also being included. These impurities, you're going to see these. There's impurity of fire, impurity of ice, and impurity of lightning. These are going to be awesome. These are essentially almost like, think of curses that you can apply where you're reducing the resistances of enemies around you, which is great. And it also is going to impact your own ability to resist the ailments from each of those gems. So it's really awesome. It's going to reduce the flat damage that you take from enemies around you, as well as prevent ailment damage to you while you're affected by it. So should be interesting. A couple of other major changes that are new. So the lightning spire track, we've already chatted about that. The explosive trap, the seismic trap, and the siphoning trap. We've all chatted about this, but again, we'll get into more of this as the days go on, as we count down to Incursion. Some minor new content and features. The next subject heading for the patch notes. This is by far the biggest and coolest thing that I've seen. They've added 39 new labyrinth enchantments for existing skills and 43 for new skills. Enchantments for existing skills which have undergone significant reworking may not appear anymore due to mechanical changes, making them non-functional, such as enchantments which modify the cooldown of trap skills. Existing version of these enchantments will now grant increased damage with that skill at the same value. Awesome. Absolutely awesome that there's going to be new lab stuff. So those of you that are lab runners and lab farmers, you just got new stuff added. Added 6 new dangerous new Nemesis mods. Added 8 new Grandmasters to the Hall of Grandmasters. Replaced 2 existing ones. Added 3D art for a bunch of unique items. Updated 2D and 3D art for the Tabula Rasa. Targets for the Pale Council Prophecy Chains now show up on the minimap. Lots of other minor changes. Then we talk a little bit about character balance, about skill balance, and then a ton of details on the traps. Okay, this is where traps start, and traps continue all the way down to here, which is awesome. It's like a page and a half or so in a Google Doc worth of notes on traps. So that's just awesome that we've got all of that info. The following skills have received significant mechanical changes. Infernal Blow made the list. Rain of Arrows made the list. Charge Dash made the list, which so far Charge Dash from all of the preview stuff that they've released thus far is getting a huge buff. Incinerate, Ground Slam, Cold Snap is getting a major change, which we chatted about that. Power Siphon, Double Strike, Lacerate, Arc, which is getting a buff. It's probably going to be Flavor of the Month, at least from what people are theory crafting thus far. Elemental Hit, another Flavor of the Month build. Storm Burst, Orb of Storms, Ball Lightning, Bladefall, Earthquake, Flame Surge, Firestorm, Frost Bomb, Fireball, Flame Blast, Magma Orb, Spark, Body Swap, Blade Vortex, Ethereal Knives, Blast Rain, Barrage, Freezing Pulse, Ice Crash. All of those skills are getting touched in this patch. So if you've got a question about, hey, what about this one particular skill that I really want to play, the best thing to do is to open the link that's down in the description and then to just simply Control F. Like hit Control F in your browser. If you're using a browser that's got a search function, you can just search for whatever skill it is that you're hoping to build around and see if it got changed. Other than that, the next thing that comes up is chatting about specific skill changes. Vol Arc, Vol Lightning Strike. Again, a lot of these have already been chatted about. Vol Detonate Dead, that's going to be awesome. Vol Double Strike, Vol Rain of Arrows, Vol Ground Slam. Basically all of the regular skills that used to have Vol skills attached with them had to get changed with this patch because they're changing the way that Vol Gems work, and so they had to rebalance everything around that. Vol Spark, Vol Summon Skeletons, Vol Glacial Hammer, for all of you playing Glacier Hammer builds, for the one of you that's doing it. Vol Cyclone, Discipline, Grace, Hasten, Immortal Call, Lightning Warp, Ice Nova. Awesome changes that are being made to just everything that had Vol, because this is the Vol expansion for this year. All right, some more announcements for traps. Remember how there was a page and a half of traps up there? There's another half a page worth of notes right here on traps. So again, if you're planning on playing a trapper or a miner, this is the league for you. Changes to a bunch of different support gems and how they're going to work, and then announcements on the passive balance. So here's the major goal. Here's the paragraph to keep in mind. There were two primary goals with the passive tree adjustments. Provide more power to ignite builds without providing more power to other burning damage builds, and rebalance trap and mine passives. To that end, most of the reductions to trap and mine passives occurred to trap throwing speed and mine placement speed. This was to bring them more closely in line with cast speed. Trap cooldown recovery was also targeted, as many bread and butter traps no longer have cooldowns, and the traps introduced in this patch are strong enough to warrant their longer cooldowns. All right, bunch of notes here. All right, passive tree balance, gonna have to go through all of this. We'll check it out. Ascendancy balance. Some changes here to each of the Saboteur and to some changes for the Scion and her Ascendancy. Some item balance changes right here, most notably Merciless and Eternal Labyrinth arc enchantments that grant additional chains now grant +1 to chains from the Merc Lab, down from 2, and +2 in the Eternal Lab, down from 3. So just a nerf across the board, because remember, arc itself got buffed across the board, so some tweaking there. Then some unique item balances. There are some uniques here getting changed. Diatus, the Writhing Jar, because every single league somebody comes out with a worm build that just destroys Guardians. And last year a guy did it with, I think, a single link and then 4 Writhing Jars. That was last league. Okay, some changes to monster balancing. Added 2 new monster types to the control blocks in Act 10, as well as to maps. Several existing Katava-themed monsters have also been added to maps, which is great. There was a ton of monsters that got released when they released Acts 5 through 10 with the Fall of Oriath that didn't get included into maps, so love to see that that's always getting added. Map balance has also been affected. Check this out. Once you have completed 20 maps while the Elder and its Guardians are on your Atlas without actually defeating any of them, there is a chance for the Elder and its Guardians to disappear and remove the Elder influence from the maps they were on. This will make it difficult to maintain an Elder ring, but will also allow players who weren't capable of defeating the Elder or its Guardians to clear them from their Atlas. So this is GGG's solution to the perma Elder ring farming mechanism that really was the meta of the last league and a half. All right, Zana League Invasion mods available during 3.0. Level 2, you get Invasion. Level 3, Warbands. Level 4, you get Anarchy. Level 5, Fortune Favors the Brave. Level 5, Beyonders. Level 6, Domination. Level 7, Abyss. And Level 8, Breach is back, boys! So there you go, a reason to grind out for Zana Level 8 this league. Quest rewards. Some changes here. PvP balance, which, you know, this is how much GGG cares about PvP. One line of text saying, hey, we're working on it. All right, then a ton of bug fixes, and then that's the patch notes. We did it. We just got through 23 pages, 10,000 words of patch notes. No, but seriously, there's a ton here. There's a bunch for us to digest. We're all going to take some time, read it, read through the patch notes. I highly encourage you to read through the patch notes. I highly encourage you to check back with the channel because we're going to be checking out the patch notes. Leave us your feedback. What do you think is the biggest change that you're seeing as you're listening and watching and reading the patch notes for yourselves? What are the biggest changes so far that you're seeing in the patch notes? Just on your immediate initial reaction before you check a bunch of other streams, before you check a bunch of other videos, before you check a bunch of other, you know, forum threads. What are your initial impressions of 3.3's patch notes? Go ahead and leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think about the patch notes because, ladies and gentlemen, we have patch notes and we are only 2 days away from Incursion. Get hype.